Is figure out how to do. Oh, it's on YouTube now, son. What it do?
What's up? What's up? What's up with it? What's good with you?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but we back
It's
up in this.
been
We never left.
it's been a minute, man. Been a minute. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff been going on. A lot of stuff been going on, man.
You got the Birdman hand rub. I see.
You know, end of the year, baby. End of the year. You know what I'm saying?
And
2021. I'm going into 2022, man. Just with good expectations. You know what I'm saying?
it's how it's supposed to be.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
we got a lot of things to talk about, man. Oh, man, a lot of stuff, man.
Man, got NBA news in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Big news in college sports, man, with what Deion Sanders doing down there at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving making his return, his much anticipated, much awaited.
You think it's anticipating it?
Hey, been much anticipated, man. I mean, especially when you look at the likes of like Stephen A. Smith, been waiting on Kyrie Irving to come back, man. Get him something to talk about. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's crazy his how he's coming back right now. He kind of manifested all of this himself.
I don't. It's funny he's coming back because what's happening right now. Why do you think he come back? I always think something about it because right now KD going off. KD like he want the MVP.
KD might get the MVP. He's the best player in the league right now. He's the best player in the league right now. He might get the MVP.
He been balling this last 3 weeks. He been just KDing it up. He been talking his talk. He been walking his walk. So it's just funny. God, we want to come back now. At first, it was rumors like however he stands on the vaccine. That's Kyrie. You know, Kyrie gonna be. I gotta tell everybody the one in the big three that they have was Kyrie. Oh, James Harden then took a back seat. He didn't see. He don't care. He took a. Think he just wants to win. He's just happy as long as they win. KD was trying to figure out his role. Do I take over or do I just do it? But now KD has said I'm gonna take over because Kyrie is gone now. They like Kyrie, you ain't here, and I think bringing him back down. I think they should have just traded him.
Really? You think they should have traded Kyrie? Now, you do realize Kyrie Irving is returning under the same stipulations that he asked for at the beginning of the season. This is the same thing he asked for when the season started. He just didn't want to play the home games. He's not playing home games.
I get that. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it from this as it's always more than Kyrie, man. It's always more. You got your stance. You stand on the stuff. You stand behind that. Kyrie, I respect it. But it's the little what you're really saying, Kyrie. That's what bothers me. That's what's going to mess up the gel of the team. And I honestly think you swap Kyrie for Ben Simmons because New York already got shooters.
Yeah, they got shooters.
And Ben Simmons can set up. He can set up KD.
Yeah.
And
he's a great passer.
Yeah, and can catch and shoot or create. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like Kyrie for Ben Simmons trade would have been good, and Philly would have got a great player, and I think he would have fit their style. But just you bring him back now, man. It's not going to be.
So you think it's going to be a chemistry issue? That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be an issue, and I think it's going to be an issue just Kyrie because now KD has became KD the killer, and now you throw Kyrie back in the mix, and Kyrie go on his shots. You know, he ain't accepting like James Harden. He ain't going to accept that role.
No, he's not. No back seat. Kyrie's taking a back seat to no man. He's a champion in this league. So let me ask you this. So you feel like Kyrie's coming back for selfish reasons?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
So you don't look at this as the team bringing Kyrie back. You look at this as Kyrie telling the team, "I'm ready to return."
Yeah.
That's not what happened though. When the season first started, right? And Kyrie said he didn't want to get the vaccine.
Okay.
He had agreed to only play games away from New York.
Yeah.
The GM said that they couldn't do that. They said you got to be all in or you're not going to play.
And I think what it was, honestly, was I think they might have approached the team, and the team was like, "Man, we need you to be here all in." And it's like a little infighting that they ain't announced, because it's like this. I'm like, okay, Kyrie, bro, you gotta be. We had to get the vaccine, bro, too, bro. And then Kyrie come to the little Kyrie, drop a little, and then point at everybody like, see the me twisting my words. Brother, they twisted my words, brother. And then so now, because he's like, they need me to win. It's a lot of pressure. They need me to win.
They do.
You can see the struggles. You know what I'm saying? You up and down mixture of things. But now that KD has just said, you know what? I'll open up, and I'm gonna just be KD. I ain't worried about nothing else. I'm gonna eat. I'm quite possibly because more in the NBA. KD's unstoppable. When he had, who can stop a 7-footer?
Nobody with a handle. With a handle that could pull up from 30, nobody.
Yeah. Nobody. And so he's in his MVP pad, and has said, you know what? They're not gonna give me the 5 that I requested, that I used to get. I'm not gonna shoot the free throws. And people are like, oh, Harden's having a down year, and he's averaging some points. I mean, let me find out how many points he's averaged.
I don't look at it as Harden's even having a down year. I look at it the fact that Harden is he's on a team where he's asked to do less. Mm-hmm. Remember on the Rockets, Harden had to be the distributor. Mm-hmm. Harden had to be the scorer. Harden had to be the lead decision maker. Harden had to be everything for the offense in Houston. He's gotten to Brooklyn where Harden really just has to just play his role. Just hey, here's some hope and looks. You know what I'm saying? Maybe break a guy down off the dribble when they double team KD. But Harden's job is not to score 30 points again. He don't need to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Being on the court with KD by him, just those two, I think James Harden doesn't just score more points. But if Kyrie was there, James Harden needs to average 12, 12, and 12 just to have a decent game, because Kyrie can go out there and get you 30 easy. He scores his points a lot easier than James Harden do.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. People are talking down on James Harden, but he's still averaging 20 points. Ain't he doing the league assists right now? Averaging 9.
You got KD on your team. It's not hard to lead the league in assists. I mean, I think Steph averaged almost 7 or 8 assists a game when he played with KD. I mean, come on. The guy is a walking bucket. He gonna average 70% from the floor. He's not missing too many passes. You know what I'm saying? I could average fucking 8 assists if I play with KD.
Man.
But I mean, I look at it from this aspect right here, right? Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned, KD has been balling these last few, right? Mm-hmm. But KD has also been playing a lot of minutes. This is a KD who is still coming off of an Achilles injury. Let's ignore that, right? We don't want this guy. It happened. It happened. All right. Once you have those type of things, you have to monitor them. They don't want this guy playing 35, 40 minutes a night, which is what he has to do right now. Because James Harden is not giving you 35 a game again. I mean, I don't think that's coming back for James. What?
He can't.
If James Harden was scoring 35 points a game, KD's not gonna go off. Because James Harden has to dominate the ball in that type of offense.
But I'm just saying, if KD goes down, James Harden's up.
When we saw that though, remember when they played the Rockets and KD didn't play, and James Harden was struggling without KD? That's my thing. James Harden on the Brooklyn Nets is not James Harden on the Rockets. James Harden on the Rockets had a team built around him. This Brooklyn Nets team is a team that he came to join with the already made roster. This is not a team built around James Harden. This team is more built around KD and Kyrie than it is around James Harden. James Harden is a piece of the puzzle in Brooklyn. Kyrie and KD are the leading men in Brooklyn. Without Kyrie, this offense is not going to run properly because he is the point guard. Remember when they put this team together, who was the point guard? Was it KD? Was it Steve Nash? Who was the point guard that put the team together?
Man, you just honestly, it wasn't even putting no team together. You just got three great, put them together. Three dominant
James Harden came year two, midway through year two. Remember year one, KD didn't play. Kyrie Irving missed half the season. It was COVID, all that. James Harden came the following year, halfway through the season. This is a team that was never structured around James Harden. He came to kind of like fill up some gaps. And it didn't really look too good for him last year in the playoffs against Milwaukee when James Harden really couldn't do much because of his weight, his health. Like we always know when James Harden gets to the playoffs, his health doesn't always keep him going. You know what I'm saying? He's not they need Kyrie on that team. You know what I'm saying? James Harden is not proven to take you 82 games plus into the playoffs too. He's not that guy. He's never been that guy. They were up. I think they were up like 3-2 or something like that to Golden State a few times and couldn't seal the deal. So, James Harden got a lot to prove. If you ask me.
Help though, Joe. James Harden helped with the Rockets. He had Capella.
James Harden was the MVP with the Rockets, if I'm not mistaken. James Harden had the number one seed in the West, if I'm not mistaken. James Harden led the league in scoring several years and in assists a year, if I'm not mistaken, down in Houston.
Yeah, well, but he also led in free throw shooting. And they made the James Harden rules. Now he
okay, so that's why he's averaging 20 points a game now and not 30 because they're not giving him those calls anymore.
Yeah.
So he's not a true 30-point scorer because he gets all the points from the free throw line is what you're saying.
I think what it is is just James Harden isn't focused on just per scoring. He was focused on per scoring. James Harden is buckets. He's a walking bucket too. But I think it's more his issue mental though, man. If you ever watch him, he's the clock out. He tends to clock out. I don't think he likes basketball because I watch him play and he's just basketball comes easy to him. Comes easy to him, and it's not a challenge. You can you can tell he playoffs. I feel like he'll get there and he's just like, man, I don't want to prolong this any longer, bro. Like, I'm ready to go home.
Making my point for me. He's not that guy when you get down there. Kyrie Irving's proven he's the guy. Okay, he's hit. Hey. Now let's not. Hey. Do we have to go back to when they beat the Warriors that year, coming back from down 3-1? You gonna act like LeBron was the only player on that team? Like Kyrie wasn't scoring 30, 40 points in those games? You remember that? Or did Kyrie score like 10 points in those games?
They don't play defense. Supposed to score 30 points on Steph Curry.
You said what? Say that again?
Curry don't play defense.
The only player on the Warriors who played defense was Draymond Green. They are a team defensive. They play team defense. So what you talking about? Nobody plays defense in the NBA except Kawhi Leonard.
No, Thomas, Draymond, and Iguodala. Them dudes play defense.
Okay, so
Curry.
What they gonna do with Kyrie?
Curry was just in cycle. Kyrie had in a spin cycle. Hell,
So why those guys didn't guard Kyrie at the end of the game?
What's that?
Why those other guys wasn't guarding Kyrie at the end of the game?
They can't stay in front of Kyrie.
You said what?
They can't stay in front of Kyrie.
So what you want Steph to do?
And then hold on.
So what you want Steph to do? Tell me that. If Draymond can't stay in front of Kyrie, what you want Steph to do?
You're not finna put Draymond on any guard.
But he's the better defender, right? Is Iggy a better defender? Why Iguodala didn't guard him then?
Because he had LeBron.
Okay, so you named 3 guys who were on that team playing defense. Who was the third guy you named?
Klay Thomas.
Why he didn't guard Kyrie?
Who else? Hold on.
Look, Cass, you cannot take away from Kyrie Irving's ability and his skill. Kyrie Irving is a top 10 player in the league, right? So it's not a lot of guys that can stop Kyrie Irving.
I don't say it's top 10. I don't say top 10.
Who? Okay. Who? Okay. You go put 10 players in the league better than Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Today. 10 guys better than Kyrie Irving today.
Yeah.
I would ask you to give me that list right now, but we don't got enough time for that because that's blasphemous. It's not 10 guys in the league better than Kyrie Irving. It's not even 10 guys in the league with a better resume than Kyrie Irving. He got a championship. It's not even 10 guys in the league that's better than him with a championship.
He got a championship because of Bron.
Once again, we're going to go back to that series, right? When they were down 3-1. When LeBron scored like every point, did he get every assist? Did he get every rebound for the rest of the series?
Bron. Well, all people remember is Kyrie hitting the last shot, right?
That was the biggest shot in the whole series. Why wouldn't they remember that?
Whoa. See, everybody forgets what led up to that. Bron came down, hit a three. To even
was it a game winner?
No, hold on. He got the game-winning block. He don't block that shot.
Was it a game-winning shot? Because you still got to make the shot to win the game.
God, Bron don't make that three and make that big block. There is no Kyrie shot. There is no Kyrie shot.
That's like saying if Greg Popovich don't take Tim Duncan out in the finals, LeBron don't have one of those rings because Chris Bosh won't tip it out to Ray Allen for the three-pointer. You're giving all these ifs and all that, man. Let's just stick to what.
No ifs.
Irving hit the biggest shot in the series. Kyrie hit the biggest shot in the series.
You watch those two. You watch those 2 minutes. Bron brought that team in those last 2 minutes, and Kyrie just hit the last shot. That's all it was, bro.
Three things happened in that series that a lot of people do not remember.
What?
Andrew Bogut went down in game 2. Andrew Bogut went down for the rest of the series, right? Andrew Bogut was like number 2 defensive player of the year that year. He was the guy at the rim that LeBron couldn't dunk on. He went down in game 2. LeBron started getting to the rim a lot easier, right? Mm-hmm. So when Bogut went down, that changed the game. When Draymond Green got suspended, and what was that? Game 3, game 4, when Draymond got suspended for kicking LeBron in the nuts or whatever. That was a huge momentum shifter because everybody know they go back to Golden State and they not winning with Draymond on that court. And then the third thing that happened that changed the whole series.
I'm listening. Hold on.
I think it was game 4 when Harrison Barnes went up for a dunk or that, and LeBron like threw it way in the stands. Like he blocked that dunk crazy. Once that happened, Harrison Barnes, I don't think even averaged 10 more points for the rest of the series. And Harrison Barnes was a big part of it. So it was a lot of stuff that happened in that series that had to do with Golden State. But at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving had the biggest shot in that series. I'm not going to take away from the block that LeBron had. I'm not going to take away from any of the points LeBron scored. Everybody knows Kyrie Irving hit the shot that decided the series because that was a game 7. If he misses that shot, LeBron got to make some more blocks and some more three-pointers to keep them in that game. But Kyrie,
that was it. If LeBron don't make that block, we ain't even talking Kyrie shot. Okay. Game's over with.
It's a lot of plays that happen in that series. If Kyrie don't score 30 points in one of those games, if Kyrie don't it happen, they don't win.
What's lost in that whole series? Okay, Kyrie hit that shot. Did you see the defense that Kevin Love played on Steph Curry?
It was a great comeback for Cleveland.
Did you see? Oh, now we're gonna.
No, it was a great comeback in that series for Cleveland. I was hurt because I'm okay. Listen, to this day, I'm barely a LeBron James fan because he played for the Lakers. So till this day, man, I didn't think that they could pull that series off and come back and win that. That was improbable. So many things happened in that series. To see Kyrie Irving hit that step back three over Steph like that hurt me, man. I didn't want to see that. You think I wanted Kyrie Irving to make that shot? I lost some money on that series, man. I didn't want to see that happen.
Yeah, want to see it.
Kyrie hit the biggest shot in that series, man. And Kyrie earned a lot of respect for LeBron in that series, just like Ray Allen earned a lot of respect for LeBron in that series. Those 2 rings that LeBron probably shouldn't have. That he did not do the do to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, LeBron got 4 rings, man. He could have 1. I mean, that even the COVID season could have got canceled on us, man. He could have 1 ring, bro.
I don't even know about it. Speaking of, let's go ahead and talk about the Lakers, man.
All right.
The up and down Lakers. What they're 16, 13 right now. 3 games above 500.
Like the number 7 seed in the West or something like that, right?
Dangerous numbers. I wouldn't want to play. I don't care. I don't care how bad they look right. I still wouldn't want to play the Lakers in the series. With a healthy team, with a healthy AD and a healthy. I mean, the other night that game winner that the young buck hit, I think for his career. I think that's going to help him tremendously. I think that Reeves, was it? Reeves, his name's Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
Yeah, that was tremendous. That was tremendous for him. It's going to be a arm, but just watching the Lakers, it's like they play 3 quarters. The fourth quarter until like the night. Then they start playing again, and it's like, man, the thing with the Lakers and what people got to understand is every team play, they're the best play out because believe it or not, it means more to beat the Lakers than any other because of who they got. So the player going to play their best. They're going to play their hardest. They get after it. They're going to get after it. We switching caps. Oh, we switching caps. We switching caps now.
I want to make sure I'm fair when I talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Laker fan, man, since '86, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lakers are the number 6 seed in the West right now, 16 and 13, like you mentioned. Now, you led this segment off by saying if you was anybody, you wouldn't want to play the Lakers, right?
No.
So if the season ended today, the Lakers will be playing the Utah Jazz in the first round, right? Going up to Utah, which is a place historically the Lakers have never played well on the road up in Utah, historically. LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, all of them. They never played well up in Utah. I highly doubt Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz fear the Lakers in the first round. I honestly doubt that the Dallas Mavericks, who are the 7th seed right now, who just gave us a run for our money without Luka Doncic the other night, I highly doubt they fear the Lakers. With Jason Kidd as the head coach, I highly doubt they fear the Lakers in the first round.
Listen,
this Lakers team is one of the worst teams that they have put on the court in recent history. This is a terrible team, okay? And it's terrible because the head coach is not the right coach for this group of guys. All right. I think that if you would have had or maybe even David Fizdale or somebody like that to lead this bunch, we probably have about 4 or 5 more wins than we got right now. Because it's about 4 or 5 games that we led by double digits that we lost, I think, because of coaching. You know what I'm saying? But
the play, man. I think whether they don't have it defensively, they're just said it the other day. If you watch all the other games, they walk down the court. Not because they're tired, they just walk down the court. But if you watch the Dallas game, the last 3 games, they started running down the court. They were more energetic. The players were getting back. They wasn't jockeying. They were getting back and they were hustling. And I think, like I say, man, every time whoever face is gonna give them their best. They play, but when it comes to the playoffs, to get up and beat a team in a 7-game series, it's hard to beat a team 4 times. And I know Utah got the great regular season record. They got that Jazz, right? They got all that. How match up in the playoff? That's what Melo. I'm gonna tell you now. Mark my words. Playoff Melo. You ain't gonna want to see him. Yeah. He's a half-court monster because now possessions count. In the playoffs, possessions matter. The game is slower. You ain't getting all those threes that you were getting before. None of that. Smart. Mark my word. Mark my word.
I'm looking at the board. All right. I'm a fan. I would love to see the Lakers make it back to the finals, right? But what we got going right now is not good enough. I'm sorry. We got number 1 seed in the West. We got Phoenix sitting as the number 2 seed, which probably could be the best team in the NBA right now. Phoenix is playing very good basketball. Utah, the number 3 seed. All 3 of these teams have teams in the East, by the way. Number 4 seed is Memphis Grizzlies playing great basketball without Ja Morant right now. They're playing great without their stars. We're playing terrible with ours. LA Clippers just in front of us, which I feel like the Clippers probably have the worst roster in the Western Conference, but they have a really good coach, right? Tyronn Lue is a great coach. He knows how to get the best and get the most out of his players. He got guys on his team, right, that probably wouldn't even be second string on the Lakers right now. You hear me?
Oh, I agree. Coaching, is
you just mentioned, Cass, that we've been having an issue with, right? Frank Vogel, genius is what they say, right? He's not doing his job as a coach. If your job is to coach the defense, why are we at the bottom portion of the league in defense? Either the roster constituted isn't good enough to execute the game plan, or the game plan is terrible. We need a new coach. But both things are not fixable.
He swapped players. If you look at it before the Kuzmans, the Howard Pope.
We hated these guys.
I loved them. I didn't like Kuzma.
I say we hated these guys.
I like Pope. I
like KCP because of what he did in the bubble. But outside of the bubble, okay, he was not popular amongst Laker fans, nor was Kuzma. But go ahead.
Because he was inconsistent, but what they watch him play, the boy was the defender. He got back, he hustled. At the beginning, when Bron, he didn't accept his role, and you could see it. You could see in the shots taking, he was still trying to his 20 plus green light points, right?
He hadn't got paid yet.
No, he got paid. Remember, they paid him. They paid him right before. They paid him right before.
They gave him some money, but he got another check when LeBron got there. He got a re-up.
Yeah. He had got a big check because he had the issue, the alcoholism issue, stuff like that.
Yeah, DUI.
Yeah, he had a good season, and they paid him a lot of money because they else. They paid him a lot of money, on a lot of buckets. That 1 year before LeBron. And now you bring in LeBron. You got rid of all the younger guys who are doing great, by the way. All of them except Josh Hart. What happened to Josh Hart? Anyway, that's another stuff. But it's 2 things to me, the Lakers that I see. Frank Vogel, he doesn't. This isn't a defensive roster. The players he got, they ain't defenders. Like,
it's wrong coach for this team. Wrong coach.
The dynamic swap when he got rid of KC fighting shooters and scores.
He's the wrong coach for this group of guys.
The second element that's wrong in this It's Westbrook. Westbrook, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that one because when he's got signed, the day they signed Westbrook, I didn't understand it because we had a guy up in Sacramento named Buddy Hield who was ready to come. You got a guy who's in Chicago playing very well right now by the name of DeMar DeRozan, who's willing to take a pay cut just to come and play with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You even had they could have went for Bradley Beal in that Washington Wizards trade instead of Russell Westbrook. If they would have had maybe, I think if they would have added THT, they could have got Bradley Beal in that deal, right? But they wanted to hold on to THT as well.
I mean, rightfully so. Right, he's coming. He's coming along.
Well, we don't need nobody that's coming though.
But then, you don't even need a Westbrook. I'd rather somebody coming in Westbrook.
Well, we got both of them. We got somebody that's coming, and we have Westbrook. We don't need either one of those guys though. We don't need the guy that's coming, nor do we need Westbrook. We needed a guy who was ready, like Bradley Beal, who's ready, Buddy Hield, who's ready, DeMar. Yeah. We need ready guys, not a guy that we need to see come in. Or we don't need to see Russell Westbrook come and learn his role. He got to learn a role. He got to learn his spot. This dude's 31, I think 32, ex-MVP in this league, all-pro NBA talent. He got to learn his role on this team. The guy, a point guard. Okay, when the guy was at UCLA, he was a defensive athlete. That was what he was. He was just a guy who could play defense and that can jump out the gym. He came to the NBA. He carved out a role for himself. He got a nice little handle. He worked on his mid-range game, somewhat. But the decision making, he has the decision making of a power forward. Okay, because the guy comes through with a lot of power, a lot of intensity. He just throws the ball out of bounds. He just does something crazy, like just do wild stuff with the ball, like a bull in the china shop. He is out of control. All right, and he's not the right fit. I mean, look at the guys he's played with. He's played with some great guys. Do we need to run down the list? My man was with KD and James Harden in OKC. You saw them all go to a finals. Good job. The guy went down. Then they brought in Paul George for a little while, and Carmelo Anthony came down there and played with him. They blamed Melo, got rid of Melo. Him and Paul George Paul George ain't that guy anyway. So they went on about that way. Paul George even decided that, I wanted to come play with you, but now I'd rather go play with Kawhi. I don't want to be here with you no more, Brody. So then what? He got upset at OKC because they wanted to rebuild. He goes down to Houston with James Harden again, man. This is an MVP James Harden now. Not the 6-man James Harden from OKC. This was an MVP James Harden that he came and played with. And at the end of the season, James Harden was standing in the corner like this. And Russell Westbrook was throwing the ball away, right? So
how was he doing?
Dribble, throw the ball away. Like James Harden, dribble, shoot that motherfucker, but he ain't gonna throw the ball away. James Harden is not going to turn the ball. Westbrook is a turnover machine. He's always average. I think for his career, average like 4 or 5 turnovers. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's very consistent. And the turnovers he makes are turnovers that make Kevin Durant say, I can't. The turnovers he makes are the ones that make Carmelo Anthony look worse than what he is. The turnovers he makes, it will make Paul George say, man, damn, I should never.
You look back at that series when KD versus Golden State when they're up 3-1, and you see every time they're about to close them out, Russell Westbrook just started chunking the ball up, trying to get shots up, trying to play hero ball, and it's like KD going off, and then you just isolate KD. You just isolate him. Don't give him the ball. You come. Yes. What he do? Throw it away.
Or he just gonna he wasn't even throwing it away in OKC. He was just shooting those bricks, those terrible 2-pointers that he was shooting that he should not have been shooting. He wanted to be KD because KD had just got the MVP. He was like, damn, can I get some love too? Like, damn, G, let your MVP big homie, let him run the show a little bit. He didn't. KD gonna get you 30 points on 15 shots. He don't need none of the gimmicks. KD gonna get his buckets with 15 shots easy. That's all he needs. He don't need to shoot the ball. If KD get 30 shots, my boy got like 60 points. He don't even need that many shots. So when you have a guy like KD who's very low maintenance and unselfish, right? That can wear on you because I'm taking all the sacrifice and this dude over here just doing whatever the hell he want to do. Coach not even saying nothing to him. You know what I'm saying?
Chunking up shots.
Just chunking up shots. And it's like now I think Westbrook's at this point where he kind of realized the air is a little bit, but it's too late, bro. You came to a Laker team that just got put together. I think honestly, it felt like they just put these dudes together. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. Let's just throw y'all out there and see what happens. It almost feels like Karl Malone, Gary Payton coming to the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. Other than the fact that we had a really good head coach and we had some really good role players that knew what the fuck to do. This is a brand new team that they put together of guys for the hill and role players.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal is a better player than Russell Westbrook is, okay? He's not going to blow you away with the stats like Westbrook. He's not going to average a triple-double. He's not going to do all that. We all know Westbrook is a Hall of Famer off of his stats.
Mm-hmm.
But the stats don't tell a story, man. Like what the dude doing to get the stats. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes hard just to get his little last 2 rebounds and assists and make sure you get a triple-double. Like that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Like LeBron get his stats through the flow of the game, and then they threaten, then they accuse LeBron of stat padding. But he get his shit through the flow of the game. LeBron get his assists by actually making a pass, like trying to get somebody open. Westbrook get his shit by dumping it off to the power forward real quick for a layup. Here, get this. A shot Westbrook could really take. A layup Westbrook probably could take. He'll dump it off right here under the rim to the center of the power forward for an easy layup, so he can get an assist. Like it's not in the flow of the offense. It's not in the flow of the game. It's just stats.
You
almost because he gets a lot of losses with those triple doubles.
You know what's crazy, man? Game. It's still, I can show you film from 7 years ago, and it's still the same game. Run real fast, throw at somebody, or somebody's hot, pulls up, and it's like the free throw. He can't. His 3-point ain't got no better. It's like, why did you go get this guy? Why did you go get this guy? Go get this guy. I love his energy. I'm not gonna lie. He has probably some of his I love toughness and his energy. And that I wouldn't pick him on my team. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. There's not a roster I will put together to Westbrook. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna be a fame player, but I don't like him. The Lakers needed a no frills, tough scorer, and I think Rosa or Buddy could have provided that for them. They needed a walking bucket that's an unselfish person.
Not even a walking bucket, Cavs. We needed somebody who can spot up and shoot. You know what I'm saying? And occasionally take it off the dribble. Not a guy who's trying to be the facilitator of the offense, or a guy who wants to go out here and average 15 rebounds a game. We don't need you getting 15 boards a game. We need you leaking out. We need you on the outlet. We don't need you under the rim trying to get a rebound, pushing the break. Why are you trying to push the break every time, my G? Get down. Get on some fast break for us. Let somebody else push the break a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of things. Like Westbrook is under the rim trying to get the rebound when we're trying to get fast break opportunities. That's slowing down the flow of the offense. We can't have our lead guard coming down from 3-point line every time to get a rebound. Get your ass out, like outlet. Let the big man give you an outlet pass.
You can't have Westbrook and Rondo on the same team.
They don't even like each other. Never have.
You know, it's like,
Rondo saying I'm a better point guard than this nigga. Like, when Westbrook over, when Rondo hardly ever turned the ball over. When Westbrook is making them dumbass turnovers, Rondo on the sideline saying shit like, yo, who is this nigga? Like who is this dude?
Bro? What man's is this?
Like, yo, why y'all got him out there? You think that these guys are not saying these things in the league? They on the sideline talking big jump while this dude out here looking crazy. Then he turned the ball over. He just
and then he said he don't care about winning a championship or whatever. Something.
He said it's not the biggest thing to him.
What it is?
He said his legacy is set. He don't need that. Like, bro, you came to Los Angeles. You came to the Lakers to get a championship. You didn't come to the Lakers to do nothing else but win a ring, bro. That's what I would think. And it's a disappointment. This season is a disappointment so far. I mean, Cass, I love what you were saying about the half-court game. when the playoffs start, we're gonna need. I'm hoping that's what it looks like.
That's basing
which one?
That is basing the whole thing on if they get rid of your boy by All-Star break. They just go like a thief in the night.
Get rid of who? Vogel or Westbrook?
Westbrook. They do like this. Gotta go.
So let me ask you this, Cass. You think they're gonna get rid of Westbrook? And if so, give me a few destinations that we should be thinking about.
Honestly, ask
in order to trade Westbrook, somebody would have to want him.
I think he got an expiring contract, right? How many years he got left?
Bro, he just got paid before he left Houston. He got a big ass contract. He got a lot of money. He has a very big contract. We had to trade Kuzma, KCP, Kuzma, KCP. So like we gave him somebody else to get Westbrook. We gave up a few people, I think, for him.
When is his contract? He got 2 years. 2 years, I think. Oh no.
How much money on it? He getting like $50 million, ain't he? How much money he getting?
Yeah, he getting like $50 million.
That's a big contract. That's a huge contract. So you're gonna need a lot of assets in order to even get a trade for him. You know what I'm saying? We need like a 3-team deal to get rid of Russell Westbrook. And you're gonna have to have a team that's willing to take on that attitude and that cap hit. Westbrook is not a good. I don't look at Westbrook as being a good locker room guy. And if you see, and if he got to the hometown team in LA and had to get shipped out mid-season, he's going to be very, very, very irritated, I think. And he's going to be work with.
They could get rid of him. Because wherever he goes next, he got 1 year left. So he's an expiring contract.
Can't get rid of him. I said somebody would have to take it on. Someone would have to want to take that on.
Somebody like Mano who's done, who wants to just bring some people in.
I've seen a lot of teams that are reportedly shopping people. So it is a lot of people season is being over already. Mm-hmm. The only thing I'm saying is that listen, what's out there for us, man? Like we need. If they get rid of this guy, we need scoring. Like Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah Thomas is playing his first game tonight with the Lakers. How do you feel about Isaiah Thomas being signed again by the Lakers?
I think he's hungry. If he comes in with the right mindset, he's hungry, but he's good for the bench. Maybe they come with him and Carmelo coming off the bench. Honestly, the role that I would keep Westbrook in, but he ain't get money. And I told you at the beginning, when we talked multiple times. If West the bench, I'll be fine jumping up those points because he'll be that flow that they need. He'll be flow that they need off the bench.
I already told you he would have to accept that role.
He ain't gonna accept it though.
Why would he? He's a $50 million guy. Why would he accept being a bench player?
He needs to, because that's what he is.
Cass, even if he did get switched to the bench, that's not addressing the defensive deficiency that the Lakers have. They are a defensive. They're a problem at defense, man. They are definitely a problem on defense. They don't play defense well at all. They're not a good defensive team. What are they going to do to fix that? Nobody on the bench is even playing good defense. What are they going to do to fix the defense? How can they stop anybody when you got Steph Curry out here shooting almost 3,000 threes? When you got who was number 2 up here? Phoenix. Where is the great defense, offensive and defensive team? I don't really think you're giving Utah a lot of credit right now, but Utah's a good team. They're a dangerous team.
Man, honestly, bro, if I was them, if I was the Lakers, I would go. Hey Sixers, was Ben Simmons to take Russell.
Daryl Morey was the guy in Houston who pulled in Westbrook and said, You think Daryl Morey's going to pull in Russell Westbrook for probably his best player?
Player that don't want to play. You got two of the same people right. Don't like both of them.
But why would I? Let me see. Philadelphia, I think, is the number.
He ain't playing though. He's not.
Wow. Philadelphia is the number 8 seed right now. I didn't realize they were that low in the standings.
That's what I'm saying. Westbrook, he can get you. He can get 19 points, 15 points a game.
You know, Cass, we just now established that his points and his rebounds, they don't always.
They don't
always equate to wins.
I'm trying to offload them to the Sixers, man. I'm in discussions right now with the Sixers. Hey, you got Ben. Ben doesn't want to play. Give us Ben. We'll take him, bro. We'll take him. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see such a great guy over there just waste. He sports. We'll take him and baby him, man.
And Doc Rivers and Elton Brand are not doing the Lakers any favors. You could kiss that goodbye. These guys are Clippers at the heart. They're not doing the Lakers any favors at all. And it would be great. That's a pie in the sky dream. We got a better chance of getting Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram back somehow than getting Ben Simmons. I really feel like we should. I feel like GM Rob Pelinka, he did a terrible job allowing LeBron James to have so much input in this roster construction, because LeBron James had to be the guy to say, yeah, man, bring in Russ. That's my guy. LeBron James had to okay this. And I feel like LeBron is looking down like, damn, I should have went after one of these young guys that they was offering. Because we had a package that we could have got Buddy Hield, man. We could have got Buddy Hield. You know what I'm saying? We could have had him. I don't know if we could have anybody else, but we could have got Buddy Hield or DeMar DeRozan. Trade both of those guys, because DeMar DeRozan was going to take a step. You know, I mean, Malik Monk is a great scorer. He's a good scorer, but not in this offense. You know what I'm saying? None of the players met in this offense because it's predicated off LeBron driving and kicking, and he's not doing a lot of that right now either.
I just say, I'm sorry. At first, when he came, I tried to be optimistic. Okay, good work. He came out, said he's going to accept this. Then he's going to accept his role. Then he came out, he's starting up stuff. And I was like, he ain't changed.
Why would
he all over, throwing the hit?
He changed. He's 75. He one of the 75 all-time greats. Why would he change his game? Would you change your game?
Yeah.
Would you change your game? You've been playing the same game that made you the top 75 player in the league. You would change your game?
Yeah. We're going to win.
With the type of ego you got. Okay, so at the same time, right? Would you have gave the ball to KD more when he was hot in the playoffs?
Yeah.
You guys are not the same. So you guys are not the same. Because we know Russell Westbrook did not give KD the ball in the playoffs. He kept taking the shots. You know what I'm saying? If you were Russell Westbrook, would you have maybe deferred to James Harden a little bit more on the Rockets?
What they said it. Hold on, I'm reading something that came out. Today's 18th, right?
Today is the 17th, yeah. Well, it's the 18th on the East Coast. No, it ain't. It's still the 17th. What up?
No, there was they were talking about that's just rules that they're trying to swap him for Ben Simmons. Oh, they said it in the fall.
It'll take quite the miracle for Ben Simmons to end up on the Lakers. And I know it's the holiday time, and you know, you're ringing bells and angel wings and all that, but I don't think those type of miracles are gonna be going down no time soon, man. Not for the Lakers.
Man, bro, they get rid of him. I bet you it's gonna be happy again. And then you know somebody who I'm just disappointed in. I wish we'd have got JaVale McGee instead of Jordan.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan was a waste.
That boy played with
this whole roster. I mean, I want to see Kendrick Nunn play. Like, I was excited about Kendrick Nunn and Trevor Ariza coming, because Trevor play a little defense, and Kendrick Nunn is a young guy who can score and do a lot of things. Like,
and that's why you got to get rid of before Nunn comes back from injury. Before back from injury, get rid of Westbrook. You gotta get rid of him. You got to.
Because with the way the season goes, right, it's only a certain amount of time a guy has to come back before he's deemed like he's not going to be able to even get back in game shape. Like, some guys, they come back too late in the season. It's like, you know what, you've been gone too long. Like, we can't even get you mentioned to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need these guys back like right now. We can't get them guys back in February or March. Like, it's January next week. Like, we about to be in January. When are these guys coming back?
Yeah.
Once you get to the All-Star break, I mean, it's kind of at that point, they're going to start getting the playoff rosters ready and shit. Like, come on. We need Kendrick Nunn on the court because he's a young guy. We need Trevor Ariza on the court because he's a savvy vet that plays defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need these type of guys out there on the court. What's this dude name? Bazemore? Kent Bazemore?
Man, get him. Why watch him? You know what? When I went down the court, I'm like, bro, he look like one of them dudes at the rec. He look like a rec ball player. That hoop with a whole that know like a whole bunch of hoopers.
Good playing in Golden State because of their style of offense.
Yeah.
But he's not a half court type of guy. He's one of those fast break up and down the court type of scorers, get a 3-pointer off early in the shot clock. We have too much of that on this team right here, man. Like, we don't, it's not it. Like, it's not it. It's not a good mix of guys. Rob Pelinka got in over his head with this roster. Frank Vogel is not the right coach for this group of guys. They don't play defense. If they play defense, it's something different. Like, his message is not even getting to them. So yeah, this is not they gotta blow this up. Gotta revisit this some other time.
All right.
Seeing the bat phone ringing over there. You all good, fam?
Yeah, that was dope on my order from the store. But, bro, this is Westbrook gotta go, man. Okay, how we get rid of him? He gotta go, bro. He gotta go. I don't care. We can't. Hopefully, if they miraculously keep him and they win, I can eat. I'll eat a cake.
I will too. I'll join you because I said that they needed. I said that it wasn't going to work from day one. I didn't believe in the fit. And as the season goes on, I don't see it getting better. I think it would have gotten better already. And the way we're winning these games against us, we've already played the soft part of our schedule. We only have tough play. We only have for the rest of the season. Like, we've played OKC damn near 4 times already. Like, those, and we can't beat. We can't barely. We are 1-2 against those guys. We should have won 3 games. We were up 20 in one of those games and lost. You know, those are the Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying? Like, these, even though the Cavaliers are playing pretty good ball in the East, we can't lose to the Cavs. Like, these are teams we can't lose to the Clippers, man. They don't got Kawhi Leonard out there. Like, these are teams that we should not be to. Portland is getting beat by everybody except the Lakers. We should be beating Portland. Like, why are we not winning against these teams? Why does Luka Doncic not being on the court not equate to us blowing out the
because
they didn't have Luka.
Everybody that plays Lakers is their best. Their best.
So that's not a. So if everybody that plays the Lakers gives them their best, why are we not reciprocating? Why are we not? We don't play our best game every 4 games. We play our best game every 4 games.
Because Westbrook do. I'm gonna just be real with you, man. Bro, any way you slice it, I don't know Westbrook. I'm ready to get rid of him. However we can get rid of him, whenever we can get rid of him. I'm not a Westbrook fan.
To me, I look at a guy like that. He's very talented. Very pretty much very much an asset on the team. I look at it as the fact that he's a good, like if he had the right coach that could tap in, it wouldn't be those type of problems out there that he's making, because he's making the same things, he's making the same mistakes over and over again. And to me, it just comes down to coaching. Frank Vogel's not a coach as he's getting credit for. He had a hell of a coaching staff in 2020, hell of a coaching staff last season. Leaving was a big piece to lose on that coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you can see, he's in Dallas, and they're us right now. And he was the assistant coach on the team last year, so he was a great voice in that locker room. Westbrook, man, it's on him. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't want to get right, the Lakers are not. The Lakers are only gonna go as far as Westbrook gonna take him. And until they trade him and get somebody else, that's the reality we got to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Another reality that should be dealt with right now is what's going on down there in Jackson State, man. What you think about that?
Hey, chicken's coming. The chicken's coming home. The chicken's coming home. I'm loving it. And I'm glad Prime is doing what he's doing. I'm glad Prime is bringing. Look at the whole HBCU feel now. We are bringing players are willing to stay and is good in ball. Not just even with the group of guys they got now, it's getting better. The uniforms are better. Discipline, the style of player. Now the investment into the facilities to get them, you know, good mechanics, the good workout techniques, the good bodies. That these kids can prosper. It's talent down at the HBC. People don't even even without these 5 stars, still are putting dudes in the league. Well, the number one thing that people don't even understand, the HBCUs have the most Hall of Fame players than any big colleges out there. The most. They have the most.
Because they didn't allow black people to go to the big time colleges back in the day. They had to go to school somewhere.
Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens,
Shannon Sharp,
Steve McNair,
Walter Payton,
Deacon Jones.
Man, all the old cats, man.
Yeah, but Jerry, one of the greatest receivers that ever, him and 2 of the greatest receivers. Steve McNair, Aaron McNair, freaking Jason Strand, Jason Sutton. Could you imagine what devastation? Like RJ Strahan he made it to the NFL, but I can only imagine the hell that he was called when he played at Texas Southern.
Right.
I can only imagine the quarterbacks that had to step back. You know, you had other greats. Doug Williams was another great quarterback.
Doug Williams definitely was.
Won a Super Bowl. First black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and it wasn't no fluke. You know, so. You look at the landscape of things, man. Now they're coming back. Now these players, I hope they find an outlet to come to use, and I hope that the money starts pouring, that they get the facilities that Alabama's, LSU's, Florida they have. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's crazy because I saw this quote earlier from Deion Sanders, and he spoke about that. And I want to find it because I don't want to misquote him on this. But he said something to the effect of that it's not enough money. He said that's like the biggest, you know what I'm saying? That's like the biggest lie that's ever being told. It's just that the funds aren't being appropriated properly. That's it, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got the money. They're just not putting it into the facilities. They're not putting it into the training. That's why when Deion got to Jackson State, you think that he's going to go there? They don't have funding? Yeah, they got the funding, but he made sure they was going to put it in the right place before he agreed to go down there. You know what I'm saying? And A lot of these coaches have to take that onus and that responsibility to get up in there and talk to those athletic directors and make sure that they got what they need because, you know, you can look at a school like Duke that's not a football per se, but because they have basketball, they have so many funds coming to that school. They have a better athletic program for football or any sport because they have to have it for the basketball players.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like you look at schools like that, you know what I'm saying? That's an ACC school, still a big time conference school, going up against like any one of the HBCUs out there that's trying to get to level, you know, and they got to have those funds for the facilities out there. You know what I'm saying? That's very important. And man, just to see Deion Sanders out there striking up #1 player in the country, man, that right there lets me know that.
And he ain't still nothing. I hate them artists that say, "Oh, he stole." Who owned the player? Who owned the player? Nothing.
He didn't steal it because the guy went and he took his commitment back. They didn't steal him, they lost him. How about that? They lost the guy because act like Florida State's the program putting out the best team year after year anyway. Since Jameis Winston left and since Jimbo Fisher left Florida State, they haven't had a winning season yet. They haven't had a winning season in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Winston been accused of crab leg, shoplifting, and all type of stuff since then. That team hasn't been good. They have put out a lot of talent, and that says more about the organization and how the program, and more than it says about Deion stealing some talent. If they had a better program, they wouldn't have lost this guy.
That man came through, bro, and just did what
he did what needed to be done, man. He did what needed to be done.
If you watch him, you listen to his speeches, you watch how he treats them. Hell, just look at the buy-in, the fans. They've been selling out stadium. The economy, they pump $30 million back into the economy. They just Celebration Bowl. Yeah, the Celebration Bowl, first time ever, sold out. First time ever. ESPN
Bro, they are 11-1.
Yeah, ESPN deals. ESPN deals. These boys on national TV. I'm turning on the TV and I'm watching the SWAC football, and it ain't a classic. It's not a classic game because they usually, when you have the Bayou Classic or the Magic City Classic, that's the only time they on TV. I'm watching them regular Saturdays. They got them on TV. And I'm loving.
Look at this right here, man. I don't know if you've seen what Deion posted on his page yesterday, but he got a list of the top 20 winners and losers. I seen it. Man, Jackson State is #1. on top of the Big 12, the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a lot of people said that when he got there, he wasn't going to be able to get that type of talent to come through there, right? This is going to his second year at this school now, going into his second season. He already got the #1 recruit in the nation. What else do you think is coming after that? This is Deion Sanders, Hall of Fame. He is probably the greatest cornerback in the game, okay?
All right, I'm back. I love it.
All right.
He is the greatest cornerback. To me, you can make an offer 2, 3, and 4 on. He forever changed the position. This dude went. What did he do? He ran his 40 and said, "Hey, I ain't going to you. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me." He made his own way. But the key thing about Deion was he talked the talk, he walked the walk, and he was flashy while he did it, but he articulated his words.
And he showed other people the way.
Yeah, he came up, he had the Jerry curl with the jury.
The drip, original drip.
But you couldn't talk to him dumb. You had to respect.
He was smart too. He wasn't no dumb.
He had to hold the conversation. He knew what he wanted. You didn't hear about Prime. You didn't hear about his. He had ego, alter egos. You didn't hear nothing. No off-field issues.
Never.
Doing stupid stuff. You would think that he would, the way his persona was. His what's that? Bravo. How you say that word? Bravado. So his ego was so large, but he probably was probably the most humblest cat there was.
It was marketing. He's a master marketer. He's been a marketer. He's been a marketer his whole life. It was just marketing. You know what I'm saying? That was everything. Everything came with it.
He created a character with it. The lights roll, and he was prime time, baby. How you say it?
He made swag a part of the game. Like
yes.
Everybody knew that they wanted to look. Told you had to look cool to play good, and then once you do that, they're gonna pay you right. You know what I mean? Like he said it.
He the only dude. He made dudes with cleats untied, put a thing around their neck.
Yep, the sweatband.
Remember the gloves were unhooked.
Yep.
He had the gloves unhooked. Then he stacked the socks. He had the socks stacked, and then he had the hoodie under his uniform,
under the jersey, under his pads. He did that.
And he made it okay to have a clean uniform after the game. After he scored two touchdowns, interceptions, and he locked down
business. He making those business decisions. He wasn't going to tackle everybody out there. He had to make a business decision, like he said. I had to tackle everybody.
And he was truthful. He was truthful about his whole ordeal. And I love it.
But not only that, most importantly, Cass, he put the work in. You know what I'm saying? He was rawly athletic. We know about the athletic gifts. We know about the 4.240 and all that. But he put work in. He was a beast when it came to film study, getting familiar with the routes of his opponents, knowing the quarterback's different tendencies and how they look when they're about to drop and throw it left or throw it right. He was a student of the game before anything else, too. So that aspect of it, I think, is what kind of goes to the wayside, just because we saw the talent that he had out there. That's what he's teaching these young men is coming things, the work ethic, the study habits, even the part about being a responsible, mature adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man was a pastor for a little while. We talking about over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deion Sanders has a great resume. He's a great man. You know what I'm saying? He's a father to his children. Both his sons on his team. Yeah. Both his sons look like some NFL talent as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and you don't hear no egos from his sons. You don't hear no character issues from his son, because you think about it. A coach in college, his son a quarterback, other sons that say they're both starters, and they're winning. They're
11-1.
And his sons ain't out there acting a fool.
Nope.
They're playing football, having fun, enjoying the game.
And they doing it at a black institution.
Yes.
It ain't ratchet. It ain't ghetto. I mean, I think somebody stole what? Didn't somebody steal his watch or something when the season started? They stole something out of his dressing room or something, like out of his coach's office.
Yeah.
But that happened to him. Somebody came in and robbed him. He ain't nothing crazy happening out there at Jackson State, man.
He got the young man flying around in a plane in suits. They're wearing suits to games. Like grown.
You know they're gonna be clean. They showing up with Coach Prime. You know they're gonna be clean,
man. And it's a video. I'm gonna send it to you later. It's a video. It's a clip where he was giving a pregame talk to him. And I was just like, bro, he had me ready to play. He had me ready to go put on the uniform and get ready. I just love what he did for the whole conference, not just Jackson State, but the whole conference. Because if you look, Alabama A&M just did. If you watch them, look what I'm gonna show you what they just cleaned up on. They hit the transfer. They raided the transfer portal. Alabama A&M, that State gonna have to worry about them next year. They cleaned up. They cleaned up, bro, in the transfer, and I'm loving it. I wish I can go on the transfer portal and look and see who's in there.
Hey, like you see Eddie George out there. I think they say trying to come in too, man, for 2022. You know what I'm saying? See, to me, when you can get somebody like Eddie George at one school in there, You got Deion Sanders at another school. That's where those rivalries start to be
Then
created.
was Hugh Jackson at Grambling?
I thought Hugh Jackson was on the coaching staff with Deion.
No, Grambling State.
Oh yeah, Grambling State. Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, he the Grambling State head coach.
Oh well, see, there we go, man. Look, 3 of them down there.
It's somebody else. It's somebody else too. It's Eddie George, Deion, Hugh Jackson, and it's one more big. It's one big name. One more. Oh, man, I can't. I'm gonna try to think right now, but they got this, bro. They got Alabama A&M got 8 players. They got the defense. They got 8 players on the defensive side of the ball. 4-star defensive back Carlos Becker the third.
You did his Alabama State.
Yeah, he was joined by one-time Big Ten cornerback Marquez Beasley. Beasley. I don't know how to say it. Benson. Another 4-star recruit and 3-star defensive back Charles Bell. I mean, they got the former Miami football Jaron Williams.
I mean, because we got to be real, right? Those power conferences are going to get every season. We know that. Okay, they play on TV, they get the big ESPN contracts, all that. But only so many of these roster spots are available. Like that ESPN 300 list, like only so many of those guys can go to these schools. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're going to now to go to these HBCUs once they start seeing their counterpart time winning games on TV. Because now that Jackson State has put out an 11-1 season, and now that they signed the #1 recruit, you have to pay attention to this team because they're interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's something that it's a good product. We want to see it. He might go undefeated next year. You know what I'm saying? They won 11-1 this year. You know, you start to project out over the next few years for this class that he had come in that won 11-1. So his son was the freshman starting quarterback on this team. So you know you got at least 2 more years of him down there. You know,
and he said something too, man. And I hope that the swag does it. He said that, hey man, put the names on the jersey. He told him put these kids' name on their jerseys.
That's got to come from the coaches, from all of them, though. You know,
I hope they do it, though.
A lot of those old school mentalities, they don't want the name on the back to be bigger than the name on the front, all that crap like that. But these guys now, they do need to be more recognizable because they do have a chance to get endorsement deals. We do need to know these players' names. So, yeah, they do need their names on their backs now. It's not the same as before because now they can make money off their names. So their names are a little bit bigger than the name on the front now. Bryce Young, freshman, went to Alabama from California here. He could have went to USC, UCLA, went to Alabama, just won the Heisman Trophy, had a very big endorsement deal he signed his freshman year. I can only imagine he's going to get more money next season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just won the Heisman as a freshman, and they're playing a championship. I mean, they're playing a playoff game in a couple of weeks. So I can see Bryce Young getting paid, and a lot of players are going to see that start to happen and saying, man, all I got to do is get on the field. I don't want to wait 3 years to start. Why would I go play quarterback at Oklahoma when they got 4 guys when I can go over here to Grambling or something like that where I got a better chance?
And I love it. You know, I love it. I love it because as long as development happens, as long as you get that infrastructure, Deion brought in the infrastructure. And then Eddie George brought in an infrastructure. Hugh Jackson's going to bring in an infrastructure, a coaching infrastructure, only seen from back in the day. Now they're going to bring in an infrastructure that training, that NFL pedigree. They know what NFL talent is. They know what it is.
What Nick Saban doing? Nick Saban's doing the same thing. That's why Alabama's a football factory. Miami used to do the same thing. It was a football factory. Like when you look at them, like even Michigan, down there doing the same deal. You know, you have some, Mel Blount down there in Michigan State. He's putting a great product together out there on the field, man. Hey, I want to see more HBCUs get involved with this recruiting, even because I feel like, listen, once you get 3 or 4 5-star recruits in your team, you can do something.
Yeah.
You only need 3 or 4 of those really high pedigree guys to make the other guys on the team feel high pedigree as well.
Man, I love to see it, man. And I'm gonna tell you, have you ever been to a HBCU game?
Never.
We're gonna have to change that next year, bro.
Never been to HBCU game.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it's life change. Ain't nothing like it. The band be playing. For one, the tailgating. Like we understand. It is.
It ain't hot dogs and burgers, huh? The tailgate party for them.
Hell no. I'm gonna tell you something.
Crab balls and shit.
It especially homecoming. You don't do rivalry games and homecomings and classics like an HBCU. I don't care. Georgia, they say Georgia and Florida got the biggest cocktail party, bro.
Cocktail party. World largest cocktail party.
Yeah, cocktail.
What kind of tail?
You go to the Magic City Classic. You go to the Bayou Classic. Man, I remember as a kid going to the Bayou Classic. The day after Thanksgiving, that Friday morning, we would load up in the car and head down the street. And from Friday till Sunday evening, you balled out. You had the Battle of the Bands. I mean, you had Greek step show. You had the pageant shows. Had all the things, and you seen all these beautiful black people wearing their Greek colors, representing their school. All these doctors, lawyers, professionals, these judges, these great people in a community. Seen them repping Southern, Grambling, or when the FAMU, you hear about the FAMU, and then I mean it's just the band, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, the band that had you dancing. The band that had you dancing. So what we gonna do is we're gonna pick out of 2 games. We're going to Bayou Classic, or we're gonna go to a homecoming. Like, hey, I want
to go to a game, man. I want to go to a game and experience it because
you're gonna be like this. I'm enrolling in the HBCU as a student. I'm going to campus, and it's good to see because you're from the West Coast. It's good to come back down south and see your family and really see that energy. And that you just gonna be like, bro, you're gonna sit in the stands and you're gonna see the band just throwing down, boom, 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 boom. Like, man, you're gonna hear them playing Lamar. You're gonna be like, hold on. The band, I ain't never been to a game where they play Kendrick Lamar. I ain't never been to a game where the band dancing. You know, you hear USC, fight on, Trojan.
Right.
You know,
right.
Nah,
the vibe, right?
I'm gonna tell you something that changed at LSU. 2019, they brought their band director. I think he went to Southern University. Their band was in the band at Southern or one of these.
The LSU.
Yeah, and they got the new band director. Was off the chain because they started playing that, you know, the NCAA, the SEC made them stop playing a song called Nick.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And Odell Beckham said, I'll pay y'all fine if y'all play Nick. They won this the national championship.
Oh, that's why he was paying money?
Bruh. That band, he changed that band. He changed the landscape of LSU band. That guy, man. It is just.
And that's the thing. The band can do a lot to energize the school. Man, you know what I'm saying? The band is important. You know what I'm saying? That's why
a stereo system. They got the human jukebox. They got Jackson State is the Thunder something. They got the Grambling State. Why you think band commercials you'll see these HBCU bands in these commercials or in these parades?
They're the best.
The energy I like, and the thing is, I grew up I grew up wanting to be in a band because the HBCU bands.
He's always lit, always live.
Yeah, and like
On,
if you
on the West Coast, we don't even see that. It's different. The
so,
band out here to us is like lame, nerdy. Go there and play no band. But I know down south the band is like legit.
it's God.
You know, like it's legit.
It's God. And like a lot of people I went to school with, a lot of people from my neighborhood, they go to either Southern or Grambling and they play in the band.
It was in the band.
I can go on my Facebook right now and say, "Hey, who got the best band?" And you're gonna all the people that comment gonna have been in the band at either Southern or Grambling. And it's gonna be a fight under my page. I made a post.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, I say how many classes do I got to attend so I can be like an HBCU alumni? Consider can I just get can I take one class
Just so you can go to a homecoming, huh?
just so I can go out there and act like I know people. Well, I do anyway because I grew up with so many people that went to these two schools, so I can go to either homecoming
and feel like you're at home.
They wouldn't know the difference. I meet so many people, even people in the V, and I go, hey, if they went to Southern RTC, they know people I grew up with.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, man. This.
See, I mean, what Deion Sanders got going down there, man, is something next to legendary, of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he can get them to flip totally, like SWAC to go into like playing more against those Power 5 conferences, he gonna do he making moves, man. He making moves. It's good to see it. I would love to see other ex-players. You gotta. I don't think Deion Sanders ever is gonna not have love for Florida State. I mean, he's one of the biggest cheerleaders for Florida State, the Seminoles, man. You know what I'm saying? But in order for that to happen, a lot of the athletes from the past generation went to those Power 5 schools. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go to no HBCU. So you see players like Chris Paul supporting HBCU. A lot of other players out here. You see J.R. Smith over here at North Carolina A&T.
4.0, and he playing golf.
You know what I'm saying? Spotlight being put onto these HBCUs, and it's only, I would say, like even what was Thon Maker's younger brother went to an HBCU. I think he hasn't really got a lot of attention. Thon Maker is he's an NBA player. His little brother was a top recruit last year. He committed to go to I can't remember what school he committed to. Get up right now, as a matter of fact. But he went to a HBCU and he got a lot of backlash for that because they were saying that he's not going to get the chance to play against the talent or have the same type of coaching and all that.
They're always going to hate. They're always going to say it's the dog whistle. Man. They always going to hate on them. They're always going to talk down on them. Like I say, I love it. I want to see good football. I want to see them boys ball out. I want to see those kids make it to the NFL. I want to see them have fun. And I want to see money and life pumped back into these HBCUs. These it's so much pride, man. It's so much pride. Like if you walk around with a whole bunch of HBCU alumni, bro, man, you're gonna be like this. Man, they are about their school, man. They're about their school, and they know they stay engaged. You know how many people go back for these homecomings for these schools? That's a big deal, man. Homecoming is big, bro. It's big, man. We're gonna have to get you to a homecoming, man. We're gonna have to get you.
Me too. Yeah, his name is McCord Maker. He's Thon Maker's cousin, but he went to Howard. He committed to go to Howard, so he's been at Howard this year playing basketball. Yeah. He was a top recruit last year coming out of high school, man. And he got a lot of backlash for going to the HBCUs, but that was in basketball. You know, he kind of did it by himself. You know, Deion Shadir, he was one of those top, I think like top 12 quarterbacks or something like that in his year, and he got looked at by a lot of schools, man. Tennessee, Alabama, you know, he's Deion Sanders. So a lot of schools looked at him, and when he chose Jackson State, it was obvious because Deion Sanders was there. You know, that's why he chose it. So they kind of did it together as a family, which made it a lot easier. But to see these young men just go out here on their own and go to these HBCUs, and they're not going to have the same support. See, Deion Sanders is going to get the support because it's Deion Sanders. Like the cameras are going to follow him. But when you have these young guys who just decide to go to the Howards and they decide just to go to the Tougaloo's and all these other schools that are just like very, very, very below the radar, they're not going to get that same attention until they have a whole class kind of commit to these schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's possible too. That's down the road. I think.
What you call him, son? Master P's son. You know, he went to Tennessee State. I think he just entered the transfer portal. He got hurt.
What he said. You know what he was. You know what he said, right?
What?
The training staff wasn't good enough.
Oh, that's what he said.
That's why he said he kept getting injured. But this is my thing. This is my thing with that, right? He's a basketball player. The basketball season just started, didn't it?
Yeah.
So if he's saying that good enough and he's always injured, he entered the transfer portal before midway through. Does that say more about his position on the team, on the roster, or what? Because he transferring before the season is even over. You know, did he think he was going to have more playing time or something? Maybe. I mean, I don't want to be speculating, assuming, but
I wonder where he gonna go. And that's why I say earlier when we first started, I said put the money into the facility, because that's one of the things they have to. That's the one thing that LSU, all these big Duke, North Carolina, they got over these HBCUs. They have the infrastructure. They have the partnerships.
They got boosters.
Yeah, they got partnerships with the top-notch doctors and facilities to take care of the players.
You have to think about the alumni, right? That's coming through there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these guys are ex-athletes as well that went off to become Fortune 500 CEOs. They have the capital to put back into the school just as alumni. You know, you have like Jackson State or even schools like that in general. They may not have that same type of alumni. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they get their degrees. They were never athletes. They went to school for academics. They're not going to be that pressed to put money back into the athletic department. They'll probably put it back into their education department. But as far as the athletic department, you need ex-athletes who went off to become great to put money back in because they understand what's going on, you know. And of course, Duke has that. Like I said, Duke might not be a good football team, but a lot of those football players go off to become engineers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They're going to put back, they're going to donate pads, they're going to donate jerseys, they're going to put stuff back in. Just because they didn't make it to the NFL don't mean that they are not successful, you know. So that's what you need. And I think that Deion is building that down there. I think Eddie George is going to build that down there. Just that family thing, you know, like just because you leave don't mean you're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like come back, tap in, you know, give back.
You know what I think is going to happen though. And I mean, it works both ways. It's going to work both ways. And I think the transfer portal is a good thing. You're going to have kids that go to HBCU and they blow up, and then they have the opportunity to go enter the transfer portal and go to a bigger school, get picked up by Ohio State, Nebraska, or Alabama, LSU, and then you're gonna have kids that go to LSU, don't play, and come to the HBCU and tear it up. I think it's going to be a balance. It's going to end up being a balance.
The transfer portal is going to act like a natural farming system for the NCAA. I mean, I think it's fair. You know, it's real easy to sit on someone's couch in February or March and tell them how great their son is and how much you want them to come and represent the school colors, and you're going to play on Saturdays. But then once you get there and it's time to work out, you know, shit changes. You know, the coach might not like you no more. Or you're a 3-star guy. You know, it was a 5-star guy I really wanted, and at the last minute he decided to come. You know, the 5-star guy's here now. I don't need you no more. So that happens a lot. You know, a lot of guys. I've seen a lot of
ain't good as you thought with this talent.
Mm-hmm.
That could be it, bro.
Now I remember a few guys, man, that went to USC, running backs, and they was from Cali, man, and they had a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of conversations about it. And then it was like when Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian, a lot of those guys never got no time on the field. They never played. They just fizzled out. Back then, if the transfer portal existed, they would have had an opportunity to go somewhere else and play, man. But they just kind of lost their whole football career because the coaches didn't believe in them or whatever happened. So the transfer portal is fair. I mean, look at what this dude just did that came to USC. What's his name? The coach? He left Oklahoma and came to USC, the head coach.
Yeah.
But yo, this dude just had two top 100 quarterback freshmen that he had come to Oklahoma just this last year, and he left. Like, how you get two talents like that and you just leave them?
Yeah.
Penalize the student athlete and not let them do the same thing. So I think the transfer portal is very fair, man.
And I love this NIL because the kids can get money. They go now. They can get any money. You can go to a D3 school and get money.
Yeah, it don't matter where you at, as long as you got a good name and a good following. Get a good following.
That's it.
That's why I say
it's gonna put
to have Deion Sanders at Jackson State. It don't have to be the player that's balling out. It could be a team Jackson State playing against, and the player's balling out. You know what I'm saying? And people see him on the TV or something like, "Yo, who is this dude?" So.
But you know what now though? You know what's gonna happen now? Since this whole NIL with Deion getting these high quality players there, the money's gonna from outside entities. So now it's coming to get these top-notch trainers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, honestly, the players can hire their own trainers now. Because if you got the money coming in, shit, I don't need Joe. I can fly my own trainer, and I'm getting $1 million a year from this supplement company over here to drink their milkshakes. I don't need you.
Yeah, or they get an endorsement deal from Cypress Organics.
Oh God, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that works too.
I'm trying to tell you.
That works too. That does work too.
I'm trying to tell you, man. But man, it was good. It was a good spill.
Always good, my man. Always good.
Great time.
Glad we had a chance to do this whole court again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Definitely got to do this more often, man. You know what I'm saying? 2022 coming up, man. You got anything big planned for 2022 or what?
Just get better, bro. Just get better. Leave a legacy for the kids, man.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of kids, like I'm expecting one any day now, of course. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what 22 looking like for me, man. Just new beginnings, new everything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm looking forward to this year coming up, and like you said, leaving a legacy for the little ones.
Got to, man. Got to. So we're gonna link up again next week, man.
All right.
Then, meantime, we're gonna watch this debacle unfold. Deion getting in their chicken coop. Get out of my chicken coop. Chicken coop. Deion and got in their chicken coop. Hopefully, and got away. Hey, February might even be bigger, bro.
Oh, hey, National Signing Day gonna be big for Deion Sanders because February. You think about it. You 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's a few schools that want you. I don't know where I really want to go. You know what I'm saying? And number one guy in the country in your class, the number one dude going to an HBCU.
Yes.
I still got a few more months to go make a visit, man. Let me go take a visit down there and check them out, see what they talking about or something. You know, that's what's going on right now, man. People talking.
I'm gonna tell you, man. They come down on one of them visits and they see all the alumni. They see the band playing. They get that food in their system. Man, they're gonna be like, I'm sold.
Because I mean, honestly, to me, I think it also comes down to that visit. A lot of guys don't make that official visit because they've went to UCLA visit. They went to a Alabama visit. You know, they went to an Oregon visit. You know, could you imagine going to an Oregon visit? They got all the Jordans. Like, you're not going to go nowhere else. You know, so it's just a visit, taking that visit down there and seeing. And I know Deion
once they see that community, that HBCU community, once they, it's a wrap.
Because you won't know you won't know anything like that exists until you have a chance to see it. Like, oh, this what is it? It's what it is.
Man, get some of that soul food in their body, man. Be looking like Zion Williamson down.
Man. That's somebody we got to touch on another day because that dude down there got stuff going on, bro.
We got we got to, man. He got to get up out of there.
That's where he wants. That's where he out of there. So, hey, but it was good touches with you again, man. I gotta go grab me something. Man, but hey, we're going to definitely get back to this.
Okay. All right.
All right, now. Peace.